Hey guys, guess again, yes, we're still talking about hinging of the golf club. So this is going to be a little bit different. This is going to relate to the short game and show you how you can hinge in the short game. And basically, this lesson is dedicated to hinging on the shaft plane, regardless if it is a driver or a 60-degree wedge. Okay, I can hinge in a full shot on that plane. I can certainly do it with the driver. Okay, the ulnar deviation and the hinging that I'm promoting will adapt to whatever that shaft is doing. You're going to hinge it on that shaft plane. Okay, and you're trying to get it as close as you can to match up, your trail hand to match up with the shaft plane. So now there can be some variations. You can be slightly above it, you can be a little bit under it, and you can still get away with it and hit some tremendous golf shots. Now what I'm going to show you is how you can adapt it to your short game. Okay, hitting little pitch shots, chip shots around the green, this will be different for everybody. I can go out to about 50 yards and hit these shots with a great deal of accuracy and success. It's going to be different for everybody, and it has to do with how much momentum and force you put into the shot. Some people are not going to feel comfortable moving out that far with it, but what I'm going to show you is just adapt to the shaft plane. So in the short game, I'm trying to get closer to this golf ball. I don't want to hit these little pitch shots and chip shots with a standard shot. Okay, that would be more for a shot where you need more velocity on the ball. So it's definitely a more finesse. So I'm going to get closer to this golf ball, and I'm going to stand that shaft up. Right here I've got a 60-degree wedge. You can do it with any club in your bag, but I'm going to show you how to adapt the hinge to this though. All right, the benefit of a taller shaft is I can hit the ball fairly low. I can gain control over it. I'm closer to this golf ball. I'm not reaching for it, trying to chip. I see a lot of people that reach for it and they try to chip, and that's not a good thing to do. So we're going to get a little bit closer to it. What I do when I stand it up, I'm using, if you look at my club right here, I'm using the toe of the club. My hand would be the ground. That toe is the only thing that interacts with the turf. That prevents any of this part of the club from digging, and you can hit this type of shot. It's very reliable off of hard pan. It's reliable off of bare spots. It's reliable off of firm turf, soft turf where it's been raining a lot. It actually works really well. It prevents you from digging. I can also hit this type of shot and even open the face of the club and hit a little out here on the toe. If you notice, I've got the grooves that come all the way out to the end. I can hit it off that toe and hit that super soft shot that's not going to run out, that I don't want to have a lot of momentum on it. So you can hit a variety of shots. So you're probably wondering, well, how do you hinge if you stand the handle up? Well, if I match it up with my trail arm on that plane, I'm just hinging on that plane. Okay, it's just a hinge on the plane. If I'm lower, I'm going to hinge on that plane. If I want to hit a flop shot, I've showed you in the past how to lower the handle and open the face. Well, if I was going to do this, I'm hinging more on that plane right there. It's more of a hinge like this. I'm always going to try to match it up with that forearm. So we'll hit a little shot here. We've got, I don't know, probably 25 yards right there, 30 yards. I'm just going to drive it in there nice and slow. Get the handle up. Now you can have a little preset in the hinge on these chip shots. You just don't want the handle leaning way forward because you're more prone to dig with that. But hitting it off the toe, you probably can get away with a little bit more hinge when you preset it. but the ball is going to come out lower if you do that, and a little bit hotter. So keep that in mind. I just set a little bit of that angle. You know, you can have a little bit of a hinge and a hold through your shot like that, and that'll drive it in low. I'm a firm believer in keeping the ball low when you can do that, when you have that option. If not, you can hit a little bit higher, and that's certainly not hard to do. So I'm a little bit closer. I'm gonna have a little bit of hinge, and I'm gonna just hinge and hold it through. Okay, right at it, no digging. Now I may do a little bit more hinge, and I'm going to be a little bit steeper on this, and I'm going to open the face a little bit. When you open the face, you're going to have to aim a little bit further left. Now I'm doing this from a high handle. Okay, a little bit closer to it. And that ball checked up nice, and just a foot or so from the hole. So it's something you can play with. There's a whole host of different ways of doing this. That's one of the things I believe in the short game. There's tons of room for imagination. In the typical channel lock golf swing, it's a boring, same type golf shot all the time, which is a good thing, I think. So you really don't have to develop a go-to shot with your full swings. But around the short game, it's good to practice and use different techniques and experiment. I'm constantly trying to figure out new ways to hit it. Let's see if I can hit a flop shot. I'm gonna open the face. I'm gonna lower my hands. I'm gonna get a little bit lower, my feet a little bit wider, and I'm gonna hinge on this plane right here and see if I can hit a flop shot. And that one just hit and stopped right where it was meant to go. And so something to think about. Show you how beautiful the greens are right now. They're just, Shallow Ridge is just doing a fantastic job on the golf course. And hats off to them. And if you have any questions, man, just feel free to ask, and we'll catch you later. Got to talk about something that I left out about the hinge, and this may be one of the most crucial aspects of it. You know, I talk about how you can get it on plane, on that shaft plane, by doing that. But the thing you'll notice, if you have the ulnar deviation when you do this, one of the major benefits of this is this club face can never get behind your hands on the takeaway. It keeps the club right in line on that plane, and that club head never gets behind my hands right there. And that is a major flaw in the golf swing. People that roll the club open, or they take it away and they get the club way behind their hands on the backswing. This right here will give you leverage, and it keeps that club from getting too far behind you. Now at the top of your swing, it will get behind your hands, and it just reverses back down on the downswing. But on the early takeaway part of the golf swing, that hinge will prevent that club from coming that way. And I think everybody can benefit from this. It doesn't matter what your ball position is. Give it a try. Just remember, if you're hinging on the shaft plane, you have a more forward ball position, you're going to have to rotate more. And it's going to be a little bit different than channel lock because we're in a different part of the swing circle. So that requires a little bit more effort when the ball is moved up, and you have a few compensations you have to make. But all in all, this will work with any golf swing right there. That little motion right there. That club head does not get behind my hands over here. And you can work it from the inside, get the club back out in front of you. You'll never have the club trapped way back here like this. And it's a great tip. And if you don't believe me, just give it a try, and we'll catch you next time.